This video is going to show you step by step how to build your first funnel on GoHighLevel so you can start collecting leads today. If you're new to this channel, my name is Dom and I've been using HighLevel pretty much exclusively since 2022, and I won their SaaSpreneur Award back in 2023. I've probably built over 200 funnels of all different types. So this video is going to focus on the type of funnel you should build for your first funnel, step by step on how to build it, and what you should be focusing on next once your funnel is built. So make sure you stick around. Now, before we actually jump into HighLevel and start clicking around, I want to give you a high-level overview, absolutely pun intended, of what's going on so it's easier to follow. I know by now, if you're watching this video, you've probably tried to click around inside of HighLevel. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of menus. I'm going to put it all up here in a diagram so it's real easy to follow. The first type of funnel that we are going to be building today, the simplest type of funnel to build, is called a lead funnel or an opt-in funnel. And it only consists of two pages. And that is an opt-in page and a thank you page. You're going to be sending all of your traffic here to the opt-in page with a simple offer to join your email list or grab your free lead magnet or set an appointment, whatever it is that you're giving away for free in your business. And then it's going to dump them on the thank you page with instructions on how to basically claim the free thing. Now, if you were doing a sales page, you would go ahead, you would put a sales page right here in between. So it would go opt-in page to a sales page and to a thank you page. I could do an entire video on a sales page. In fact, I will. I'm going to put a card up here in the corner when it goes up live. So consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see it. But basically, we're going to focus on capturing leads right now because you can have this funnel up and running in about 20 minutes. So to get started with this, we obviously have our two pages, but what we're going to do first, because you can actually mirror it across both of these, is build a footer. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a basic footer on the bottom of these pages. And this basic footer I drew in purple because you can use HighLevel's global sections, which basically means you build it once and you can copy it across all the pages in your website or your funnel. It makes it really easy. Now, the rest of the pages, especially on both pages, we're going to split them into two other sections, a midsection, a section up top, and a midsection on the other two parts of the page. The top of your opt-in page is going to have your headline, which hooks in your customer and makes the offer, and then the sub-headline, which basically clarifies it in a couple of more words. Below that, in the section, you're going to have a picture on the left, which is basically either a picture of you if you are an influencer-driven business, right? You're the one in the content, advertising your own business. You're going to have a picture of you or a visual representation of whatever it is that you're giving away free. So you have a picture over here, and then you're going to have a form over here on the right that we're going to have to go ahead and we're gonna have to build inside of HighLevel. It's separate from the funnel, which is why I made it here in red. Now, when it comes to the thank you page, you're also gonna need a headline. However, this headline is gonna be different. This is not gonna hook your person. It's just gonna let them know that the submission over here was successful. Basically says appointment requested, or it's on the way, something like that, something simple. When we get in the computer, I'll show you kinds of what to do here for copy. But it's gonna be a simple headline. Then there's gonna be instructions that are going to tell them how to claim the free thing they just opted in for. And then under that, there's going to be a button for help in case something gets messed up, the email doesn't show up. It's an easy page, a way for them to contact you so that they can claim the free thing here that you promised. And this is going to be a complete funnel. You've got your opt-in page, you've got your thank you page, you've got your headlines, your form, your help button, your picture, and your footer. You could go ahead and you could run this, get this live as is. But there's one thing that I like to add, all of my funnels that generate leads, that's gonna make it really easy to manage once you get into the contact screen. And that is a tagging automation. When somebody submits this form, I wanna run a simple one-step automation at the very least that adds a tag so that I know that that contact came through this funnel. If you've been using HighLevel for a while, you know that basically cold emails, tags, newsletters, everything kind of gets lumped into that contacts tag. And after a while, it's kind of difficult to realize where all these people came from. So I always make sure that I use a tag. Any of my funnels, any of my giveaways, people always get tagged so that I know exactly what they grabbed. Now, with this in mind, let's hop into HighLevel and let's start building. All right, so we're here inside of HighLevel so we can start building this funnel. And I'm gonna start this with just one assumption. And the assumption is that you already have your domain hooked up to HighLevel. If not, I'll put a link to a video in the description. The only reason why I'm not doing it in this video is because, well, it's kind of different for everybody, and HighLevel keeps changing it and making it easier and to hook up a domain, and I don't want this video to go out of date. So I'm going to assume that you already have your domain set up. If not, again, I'll leave a link in the description on how to do that. Once we have that though, we want to go ahead and we want to build all of our parts. If you remember from the wireframe, we have our form to build, we have our pages to build, and we have our automation to build. First thing I like to do, because I don't want to build a page without a form to put into it, I want to build that form, that opt-in form. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go into sites, come all the way over here at the top, go to forms, go to builder. I'm in a completely blank account, by the way, so this is what you're going to see if you're in HighLevel. Go ahead, we're going to go create new. Now inside of our form here, I'm gonna name this opt-in form, but what I generally will do is I'll name the form around the thing that I'm giving away. So if it was a free estimate, for instance, that we're giving away in a business, right? I would say free estimate or free course form, right? Whatever it is that you're giving away, and then I would put opt-in right there, free course opt-in. On these fields here. Now, because this is an opt-in form and I want a volume of leads because I get a lot of my leads through content. By the way, I have a 90-day digital apprenticeship, which will show you how to do just that. You can start for free, it's down in the description. Basically, I want to have as little friction as possible on this form. So we've got last name. We don't need somebody's last name. We can grab the first name. And because I do a lot of my stuff through email and broadcasting through email and content, people don't like to talk. I generally don't grab a phone number, but if you want to leave a phone number, you actually have to have these boxes here, these compliance check boxes for A2P reasons. All right, so assuming that we have the phone here, we're going to say by checking this box, I consent to receive transactional messages, yes. And then also by checking this box, I consent to receive marketing and promotional messages. Yes, you have to make sure people can check both of these boxes if you plan to market to them. So we leave that on there. But again, for this video, I'm going to remove that for your phone, so we don't need that on the big form. But down here, you do need your privacy policy and your terms of service pages. Now, I have a video on that. I'll link it right up here, showing you how to do exactly that. But what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to link them to this particular page. I already have these ones built. So what we're going to do is we're going to select it over here, hit these three dots and go to the link. Do not have example.com. I've seen many A2P rejections because people have example.com linked in their forms. So you want to go into that, which would be your privacy policy. Now, this is a demo account. It's a dummy account. I don't have a privacy policy, but what I like to do, earshot.info is my demo domain. I'll have /privacy on there, right? This is my demo domain. I'll copy that. I'll confirm. So now that one's linked. I'll do the same thing over here for terms of service. Again, I have a video linked showing you how to do this. But we go ahead, we want to make sure that this one here, privacy, and we've got terms of service. Confirm, hit save. Now we've got a form that we can embed into our funnel. All we need is a name and an email. But for me, I like to actually require the name. We'll click the name there. And then the button, rather than having it say button, we will say submit. This is something that I do. I like to center align my call to action there. And I like to make this submit nice, big, and bold. So we come down here on the right side. You have to select the little box here. Come down here to where it says the text size. I like to make it 25. Then I like to come up here and then hit Control B and then make it bold. Now that submit there's on the button. Another thing I like to do on a lot of my forms, I come down here to the shadow, my color. I make it 70, 70, 70. Kind of like a light gray, and then I will go 1 horizontal, vertical, and then I think 12 on the blur. And now I've got kind of a stylized kind of button here with a shadow. The shadow does not affect conversion. I just think it looks a little bit better on the form itself. That's what I have there. And if you want to change the button to your brand color, I like green buttons, but again, it doesn't really affect conversions at all. With that done, we can go ahead and we can hit save. Now we've got a form to put in our opt-in form. Back over there, we're gonna go here into sites, we're gonna go into funnels. Now inside of funnels, we're gonna hit new funnel. I like to design these from blank. If you wanna use Funnel AI, you can use that. It'll create a basic funnel for you. But for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna show you how to do it from blank, just in case you wanna do something custom, you kind of know where everything is. Funnel name, we're gonna call this one free course opt-in. Now there's gonna be no course attached to it. You can do the same thing for a newsletter, you can do it for consultation, whatever it is. So I'm gonna put this one here, free course opt-in, because that's generally what I give away in my content. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hit create. Now, once this is created, you'll be gone onto this screen here. I wanna add the steps using this blue button. We're gonna kind of build the wireframe like we saw on the whiteboard. So add the step, I'm gonna call this one here, opt-in page, and it's gonna go /opt-in, or if you have the slug available, /free. People love going to your site /free. They're gonna go grab free stuff every single time. Then we wanna add our second page here, which can be thank you page. If I could spell, we're gonna go to the page here, thank you page /thank you is right there for your path. Go ahead, create the funnel step. Now we have 2 pages here with nothing on them. The first thing that I wanna do is I wanna create that footer that we can actually push between the 2 pages and link them. So we're gonna start here, create from blank. And this is probably the most intimidating screen inside of HighLevel, is seeing this big blank screen with nothing on it. Now there's a couple ways that you can do this. You can go into the pre-built section, come all the way down there, there should be a footer. And you can go ahead, you can grab one of these footers. There's no shame in doing this here. But these footers, as you look into them, they're pretty busy. If you have an established business, by all means, use this. Or if you don't have all these links, you can't fill out all these links, what we can do here is we can just delete some of these links. So terms of use, privacy policy, if we don't have a warranty, contact us, and then we'll go support, okay? And then company, we can just you know what? This is gonna be super simple. We're not gonna use the company. So we're gonna actually mouse over to where it's pink, and we can go ahead and we can get rid of the entire column. So now we've got all our socials. And if you don't have all of these, like for instance, we don't have a LinkedIn and we don't have a YouTube, even though you absolutely should have a YouTube, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna delete that one there, delete here on the right. And then our logo, what we wanna do is we just wanna update our logo over here. So coming down into here, image, upload, find a logo here. This is from another example I did. Would say we're a home brewing company. We've got our logo over here. Follow us. What you're gonna do here for your socials, hit the little pencil over here and you go facebook.com, your business, or whatever the link to your Facebook page is. It's not always gonna be /your business. It could be a standard slug, but for the purposes of this video, /your business. Hit update. Same thing for Instagram. Instagram.com/ your business. Now, coming over here to customer care, if you have a help desk and you have a help desk ticket system, you can link this button. You come all the way down here on the right and you can go to website URL, and you're just gonna go ahead and you can actually put your link to your help desk there. When people click it, they're gonna be taken to your help desk. But if you don't have such a thing, you can go ahead and you can hit email address. And then we can just put support@yourbusiness.com. So what this is going to do, when somebody clicks the button, it's gonna write an email to email you and contact you. So now they can still contact you with a button, but it looks a little bit more professional here at the bottom of your website. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna leave that there. So that terms of use, remember, we are going to go to website URL, and now we're gonna use our terms of use down here. You have to have these 2 pages if you're going to have a website. That is non-negotiable for you to remain compliant. And again, I have that video that shows you. Website URL, now we've got our privacy. So all of our links now work. If you look down here on the bottom, it's gonna say right now year. That's gonna pull the year it is right now, and it's gonna pull your business here at the location name. If you wanna go ahead and you wanna add a little bit more local SEO, you're gonna come over to here on the end, hit enter, and then add a curly bracket. Basically hit a shift and then the little square bracket on the keyboard, it'll pull this up. You can go into account, full address. That's gonna put your full address there, and then on the bottom, hit your bracket and then go account, phone number. What this is gonna do is it's gonna help Google index for local SEO. You wanna have a NAP, name, address, and phone number on the bottom of every page if you wanna get indexed in Google, a lot easier. Make sure that that's there. Now, down here for the typography, this is all black, which is fine. If you wanna change this to your brand color, you can change it all right here. You'll notice how you hit the blue, all of the headlines here go blue. If we have a darker blue than that, that's fine. Again, for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna leave this here. Same thing with the font. You can change your fonts right here. Headlines, if we wanna make it Arial, that'll change all this here. And if we go into here, Roboto is changing it right down here. Once I've gotten rid of that row that I don't like, I want to go ahead and I want to save this. You'll see this little floppy disk over here. I'm going to save this as a global section. Every site, every funnel you put is probably going to have a footer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to save the section and we're going to name this, I put your business name, footer. And we're going to save this as a universal section. So a global section used to be HighLevel. It was only inside that funnel or inside that website. A universal section will save across the entire account. Clicking that, now we're gonna hit save. You'll see this one now, it is a universal footer in purple. We're gonna hit save. So now you've got this purple here. The purple section is saved across your entire account. The green one is just on this page. Watch how easy this makes it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this to the thank you page. Come over here to where it says opt-in page. We're gonna select our thank you page. We can flip between the 2 sales pages here in a second. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into saved sections. You'll see universal sections. You'll see our footer right here. We can go drag it. And now we've got our footer on this page in an instant. Get used to using universal sections if you're gonna use them, especially for like site menus on the top and footers on the bottom. When that's done, we can go ahead, we can hit save. And if we wanna make a change to this, like for instance, let's just duplicate this 4 times. I'll show you to make a point. We're gonna save it over here. We're gonna hit save. And now if we go back and we go to the opt-in page, it carries that change over. Now you only have to make a page in one spot. It'll change everywhere. So this is really, really helpful if you are adding things to your footer, taking things away from your footer. So let's go ahead, we'll save. So now that we're here on the opt-in page, we actually have to add another section to this. So we've got our footer section. Here's our middle section. We want to add the headline section above it. So we're gonna hit the plus, go to sections, full width, bring this up here. Inside of every section, you have to have a row and then put an element inside each row. It's kind of how the builder is built. Add row, 1 column here, add element, headline, hit the little plus, subheadline. This section here is kind of done wireframe. On the bottom here, we want to add a row and we want to put 2 columns. Because remember, we're putting a picture on one side, we're putting a form on the other. Click the element here and we're going to go image. And then over here, add element, and we're going to put form. Now select the form. We've got our opt-in form. Now we've got our form and we've got our image. For me, on a simple page, you can either use this and contrast this with a color. Like this is always going to be a white background. We can contrast this and make this a color. Right? And then now this is going to show contrasted, or if you want to keep the white background, now you can also use a shadow. So to use a shadow with this, what we're going to do is we're not actually going to shade the form, we're going to shade the column itself. So make sure you've got that pink box and then go here to advanced on the right side. You'll see where it says box shadow. Hit the plus and it kind of adds this little shadow as it is. I like to add a little bit of a blur to it. So blur here, I think it's 7, that little extra blur on it. And that's good. Now that we've got that contrasted, for the image itself, if you are the one creating content, if you're the one in the ads, if you're the face of your business, put a picture of yourself here. If not, put a picture that visually represents what you're giving away. So for instance, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna advertise a free course on growing your small business. So we're gonna say here, grow your small business today. And then we can say here, so this free course will show you how. This is a super basic headline. It probably would not convert, but for the purposes of this video, I just kind of want to illustrate this. So you've got your headline that delivers the result, and then this sub headline will clarify it here. If you're coming from video content, they probably already know what they're expecting to find on this page. This headline really just wants them to let them know that they're in the right spot. Now headlines, I like to make them bigger. So I'll come over to here, and on the right side, you'll see font size. I'm a big fan of 63. Looks good there. And then for these sub headlines, it defaults to 23. I go here to 30, and that's kind of where I've got my headline on an opt-in page. For our picture, what we're gonna do is we're gonna upload this guy who's a stock image. Now, I couldn't find a kind of torso or me standing shot right there, but ideally what you want is you want an image that's gonna be of you that's kind of vertical, and it's at least, chest up, waist up, again, if it's you, right? If you are in the content. If people see your face, people are going to know your face and they're going to know they're in the right spot. What I like to do here is I like to put the person on the left, the image on the left, and the form on the right, because when it stacks on a mobile, it'll put the person's face first. Again, letting them know that they landed on the right page when they click the link. So you've got you here on the left, and then you've got this form here on the right. Now, people love instruction. So from this, I might actually want to add another sub headline. Add a sub headline, move this over here to the top by hitting this little button. Now I can say this and just say, fill out the form to get access. And now you'll notice I capitalized these, but I forgot to capitalize over here. I did that on purpose. So if you come in here and you select it with the orange, you can go over here to advanced and you'll see there's a text transform box down here. You can go to capitalize and it'll make sure everything gets capitalized. Especially if you're writing headlines, the same one here. You can make sure all of this gets capitalized. You can just type in all lowercases and use that text transform. It makes it really easy. So we've got right now is if we've actually got our footer, we've got our header, and we've got our meat here. This is a basic opt-in page that you could now start running traffic to and it would collect leads. If you wanted to get kind of fancy with it, sometimes what I'll do is I will have a contrasting color here up top. So if you select the section, go to your background color. We'll go with this whole blue and white, but now we can't see this. So we'll make this. And then same thing coming down here, we'll make this white. And then down here, the footer, you might want to make a different color. Let's just kind of make that there. We'll go ahead and we'll make the text color white so we can see there and just make sure we just change this over here. Anytime you change the default in the typography here, just make sure that it's not wiping something else out. So this one here, if we want to make this blue, we go to color, we'll make that one there blue. All right, and now that we have this here set up, the last thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that people land on the thank you page from this page here. So click here, right? Click this little box, and on the redirect action, you want to go to the next step. This is going to ensure that when people submit the form, they land on the next page. So let's go ahead, let's save that. And now we're going to go to thank you page. We're going to come back and mobile optimize this later. I like to design everything here in desktop and then make it look good on a phone. It's just my personal style of building funnels. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to do typography because this is still blue. We're just gonna go make that white like we did on the other side. But as you can see, the color is already here for us. So we're gonna leave that, and then we're gonna add 2 sections. Add a second section. And again, add a row, a single column, add a headline. And again, this is white. We wanna go ahead and make this blue. And then in the row here, I'm going to add a column. I am going to add a button. And then I'm also going to add a subheadline and a bulleted list. And this will make sense in a second. I want to make this here blue. Come into here, make that blue, and come into here, make this blue. Again, you should probably want to put more thought into design. I'm doing this rather quickly so that video is not 3 hours long. In the order here, I want to make the button here on the bottom and then bring our action headline, bring everything here. So the purposes here of the headline on a thank you page is just to let them know that when they hit the submit button, it worked. So we're going to say something here, submission successful. I want to put a sub headline here. We'll let people know something's coming to their inbox. We can just say something here, check your inbox. And again, we can use that text transform. We can make that capitalized. We can come over to here, make that capitalized, and then we can go ahead and we can put the 63 and our 30 here. Perfect. So what we're doing here is we're just letting them know that the submission was successful. And actually for this, if we want to go make our background color, we're going to change this here back to white. This is part of building a funnel as you get indecisive. So now they know that it worked. Now what we want to do is we want to give them instructions as to how to claim the free thing. So now we can say something like, here's what to expect. Now over here, if it's a free course, I would say check your email, log in, and then contact us if you need help, right? That would be a checklist for a free course. If you were doing an appointment, right? If you're doing a free estimate, I would have them submit to capture the lead. And then what I would do is I would add a calendar estimate here that would say, I don't have a calendar because it's a dummy account, but I would put a calendar right here that says book your estimate now. And they could book right there on the calendar. That's what I would do. Because there's going to be people who click the book button, they don't actually book. But if they submit on the previous page, you now have their information. So again, calendar, or if it's a free course or it's a newsletter, I would have the check your inbox, log in if it's a free course, and then contact us if you need help. But this right over here looks kind of janky. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this middle section and we're going to compress it so the bullets are kind of more in the middle of the page. Take the section, go to advanced, and we can actually make this, see what it says width full here? We can adjust this on the fly. Let's do mid wide. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit this what to expect, bold it, underline it, and we're going to make it 48. Then what we're also going to have to do is we have to make sure that this is blue. Make sure that that's the right color. Now inside here, we're going to say, check your email. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bold that. So log into your account. We're also going to bold that. You'll notice what's happening here. That's actually turning it white when I bold it, because on the side here, your color options, you can make different formats of words, different colors. So since it's underlined, we're going to make it here. We're going to go bold. We're going to make them all blue because I want this all to be. So check your email, log into your account, and then contact us if you need help. Now, the reason why I'm bolding this is because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add more wordy instructions that are not bolded. It looks kind of cool. Check your email. What you can do is if you hold shift and hit enter, you can enter a new line without, basically if you just hit enter, it's going to give you another check. But if you hold shift and hit enter, it'll give you a new line without the check. So check your email. It's going to be like, login instructions are on the way to your inbox right now. We're getting a little into the weeds here, but this is actually how I go ahead and how I build a funnel. So we'll bring this up here with a hyphen. Login instructions are on the way to the inbox now. I'll be like, look for an email with the subject line, and I always give the subject line so people can go and search for it. Put the subject line, and it will come from the address. Always give them your email address, where it's coming from, so again, they can go and search for it if they don't find it as well. Now I tell people check spam and promo if it does not show up. That is what I'm going to go, and that's what I'm going to use there for that first one. Then I'm going to hit shift enter again to give me some space. And now I'm going to do the same thing with these two. Log into your account. Head to https:// right, portal.yoursite. That's going to go into there and look for the course name course. Again, if you're giving away a free course, let them know If it's an estimate, tell them to book down below with the calendar. Just tell people what you want them to do now that they've opted in. What are the next steps? So if it's over there, hit Shift Enter, give yourself some more space, and then contact us if you need help. You can go and you can use the button. I've actually changed my mind. I'm not going to use the button there. I'm going to say, send us an email at support@yourbusiness.com if you need help. And again, we're going to make sure not bold that's there. And then to link the business, which is really cool, you can actually highlight this, hit the little link, and you go mail to : and then go support@yourbusiness.com. Put your email address there. And what happens, it's going to create a link. And then when they click the link, it's going to go to write an email so that they can contact you. Hit save. And then once this is done, you can actually compress this a little bit further, make it look a little bit better right there. Now it's kind of here in the middle. So now this is a basic thank you page. This will work. You can make it work on making it prettier. To get something up today, this will work. When this is done, we go ahead, we hit save. Now what I want to do here is I want to make this mobile friendly. We're going to go back to our opt-in page and we're going to click on the little mobile phone. This is what people are going to see on a phone. This looks awful. Now, to make this mobile friendly, really all it is a matter of resizing everything so it's readable. And the easiest way to do that is just to change font sizes. So as far as sizes on phones, I like 30, 25, and 16 are like my go-tos. So I can use 30, it's okay. We're gonna make this one here 16. It's a little bit small. Let's try 25. I don't like it, I wanna keep all on one line. Let's try 18. 18 enough. Now this guy's picture is really, really big. It's actually not, it's preventing us from seeing the form. So what I'm gonna do down here is I'm gonna use the height, only do one or the other. So let's say we've got 100, it's too small. Let's go 200. That's about the size I want to see on a phone. And you notice how it's keeping the aspect ratio correct. If we go ahead and we go, I want this 200 by 100, and if it's wrong, it's gonna distort the image. But if you only do one, it's always gonna keep the image clear. Now fill out the form to get access. It's like the perfect size already, so we're gonna leave that one there. It's 23, but let's just bring it to 20. Some phones are gonna have smaller screens. So we've got underline, we'll make that blue. Remember, if you make a change and it goes away, it's probably one of the colors over here on the right side. So now we've got our first name, email, submit, and then we've got our footer here, looks okay, it's passable. Save that. Now we wanna go ahead, and make our thank you page. Our thank you page, we go ahead, look at the mobile view, massive. I start usually here for headlines at 30, see what happens, cool. Check your inbox, I'm gonna make that one there 20. Same thing, come down over here, 30, here's what to expect. Now for instructions like this, I'm gonna make it 16. If you have like blocks of text and paragraphs, 16 I found is the perfect size for that. And then same thing, we've got our footer, hit save. Now what we're ready to do is we're ready to hit publish. And publish is going to attach it to your domain. And again, hopefully you already have this selected. So see your domain down here, go ahead, hit save. And that should be accurate. So if we go ahead, we hit the preview button, this little eyeball, it's still over here. Okay, let's go back. All right, this is active. So if you go ahead and you'll see, if you see your domain now, if you remember from before it wasn't showing. So now if we go to here, copy that, or we can just view the page. We're gonna go right up. And this is live. This is live now on the internet. We can collect a lead. What I want to do is I do not want to put this up here without a simple automation. So for our simple tagging automation, we're going to come over here to automation on the left side, go to create workflow, start from scratch. I'm going to go into here. I'm going to call this one free course opt-in, and now trigger. This is what's going to start firing the automation. We want to go over to here and we want to have it trigger on the form submitted. Add the filter. We want to say form is free course opt-in. It's the only form right now. But what you're gonna do is you would select your form from a list of drop-downs. Hit save trigger, and then come over here, hit the plus. Now we're gonna go here for tag. Add contact tag. We're gonna go call that a free course lead. Add a tag. Now what I also like to do is I like to change these action names so I don't have to keep clicking into them to know what they are. Add free course tag. Form is submitted. Let's actually just change this. Here it is. Free course form submitted. So now we got free course form submitted, add free course tag. I don't have to click in to see what I selected to see what this automation does. Go ahead, hit save. However, if you are actually giving away a free course as your lead magnet, there's one thing I want you to add to this. Hit the plus button, and you want to it's type offer up here, and it's course grant offer. If you don't do this, they're not going to get access to anything. And I don't have any course offers built. That's actually another video. I'll put a card right up here, how to build a course inside of HighLevel. Once that is created, you'll see it in here. But that's how you're gonna do a free course. If you're gonna follow up with email, make sure you go here into the settings tab here. Allow multiple opportunities, I leave them on. But what you wanna do is the sender details here and the from number, this is gonna default on all of your email. So you would put your name here, and then you would put your email over here, and then you'd hit save. What this is gonna do is it's gonna make sure that every email that gets sent from this automation comes from me at my email. If not, it's just gonna default to whatever the account, whatever your support email address is, and people might not open that email. That is critical for deliverability and getting people to open your stuff. So that's there. And if you're texting people, I don't have a number on this dummy account, but there would be a number here. Basically, that's gonna default to your main text number. Once that's done, you can flip back to the builder, flip it to publish, and then hit save. And when that's done, you now have an active lead funnel you can start driving traffic to. And when people come through it, they're gonna be tagged and you'll know where they came from. Hey, if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up because that really helps me in the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing to the channel. I put out all kinds of content related to HighLevel and growing your business on social media and through video. I've also put some free resources in the description of this video to help you along on your journey. And I'm also gonna put 2 videos up here in the corners if you want to continue watching me right here on YouTube. Either way, I will see you in another video.